To get the base skin tone for the voodoo doll, I applied a brown face paint to my face, neck, and chest. You want to cover any areas of your skin that's going to be showing through your costume. Next, I used pieces of burlap to stencil in the fabric texture. I placed the burlap down onto my skin, held it in place, and stippled on a lighter brown face paint. I like to use my finger to tap down some of that face paint so it doesn't look so harsh. And when stenciling, you want to make sure to use a stiffer brush to really push the paint down into the holes. And I just pretty much repeated this process all over. Just a burlap, then tap. Just a burlap, then tap. With a black face paint, I drew in circles around my eyes. I spent a lot of time going back and forth trying to get these circles right. And at the end of the day, your eyes are different shapes and sizes, so don't worry too much about making them perfectly round. I filled in the remainder of the circles with black gel liner. Face paint tends to crease on me when I'm applying it to the eyelid, so I tend to avoid using it. And I also used that black gel liner to line my waterline. I want some really dark, soulless eyes for this creepy doll. Next, with the black eyeshadow, I sketched in my mouth. A lot of the voodoo dolls that I looked at had straight lines across their face as their mouth, so that's the design I went with. I sketched in that line with an angled brush and then shaded directly underneath it with a black eyeshadow. That's going to create a nice shadow underneath the mouth. With an angled brush again, I begin to sketch in the stitches. These kind of remind me a lot of teeth, or like the skull teeth, which I thought was pretty awesome since I'm kind of obsessed with skulls. To me, the face was looking a little flat, so I added a bit more contour with a brown eyeshadow. I applied that contour around the eyes and to my temples. To highlight the button eyes, I used a white face paint and an artist brush. I like using these fine artist brushes because they give me really nice details. You can find them at craft stores, Michael's, anywhere, where they sell brushes. I drew in the reflections, then added 4 holes to the center to mimic buttonholes. And I also drew in a thread in an X shape to connect the 4 buttonholes. The 4 buttonholes of the apocalypse. I gotta laugh at my joke, that was funny, come on guys. Next, I just had to add some eyelashes, and these are the same ones I used in my tutorial from yesterday, the Duster and Baylard tutorial, which is probably one of my favorite tutorials that I've done, and I really like this one too, but anyway, the spikes on these were perfect because they already look like stitches. So I just applied them with a little bit of lash glue, and I will say they were a bit of a pain to get on, but I'm really glad that I added them. I think they made this doll look way creepier. With a black eyeshadow and angled brush, I sketched a line down the center of my face and down my chest. While I was there, I also sketched in a rough outline of a heart. I filled in the heart with a red face paint. Like in all of my tutorials, use whatever products you have as long as they're safe. If you see me using face paint and you only have lipstick or eyeshadow, go ahead and use it. It'll work. It's just the same color. I used a white cream makeup to highlight the heart a bit and give it more volume. Cream blends really well into face paints. Next, I shaded around the heart with black eyeshadow and drew on stitches. I gotta say, black eyeshadow is the MVP of this tutorial. Around the neck, I drew in another seam. Feel free to add more seams if you want. It makes it a little more creepier, and it is a doll that's been stitched together after all. At this point, I started to add pieces of burlap strings to the mouth, and I dotted on a bit of prose. Then with tweezers, I placed the string down into the adhesives. Any adhesive should work as long as it's skin safe, so spirit gum, liquid latex, whatever you have. I made a few little pins by painting Q-tips. I cut off one end and then glued them into my heart using Prozade. If you want them really secure, you could also use a bit of latex and cotton wrapped around them if you like. And once that Prozade was dry, I shaded around the Q-tips with a black eyeshadow. Alright guys, that's a wrap on day 15, this creepy voodoo doll makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't know, I'm doing a video every day in October to celebrate Halloween, so check out all the other videos that I've uploaded. There's a ton of fun makeup tutorials. And I'd love it if you help support my channel by liking this video and subscribing. Otherwise, I hope to see all you guys tomorrow.